welcome back, Chris.
Oh,
He's back.
buddy.
he hijacked it from me. I was gonna ask who the new
Yeah,
guy
he did.
was. Who's the new guy?
I'm the OG. Who are you?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oof.
These
Oof.
all OGs.
Oof. Chris,
welcome back from deployment, Chris.
Thanks, man. Welcome to be back. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
It was a wild ride, man. We're back. We're bringing the energy, back to schedule, back to some routine, some rigidity in my schedule, some structure in my life, my own bed, my own kitchen. We back, baby.
Cat.
We back. Oh yeah. The cat is without say. Like,
Yeah.
I can't find him. I think
Snowy
he's under the bed.
McBall.
Snowy Ball, Mr. Ball, as I call him.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
feels good, man. It feels great to be back, to be here with you guys, to be on the same time zone. Oh my God, it's huge. I don't have to wake up at like 6 a.m. to do this anymore, so that's cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, how you guys
Good
been?
stuff. We're good.
I'll let Randy go first.
We're good.
Yeah.
Hanging in there. Work's been good. Got another raise. Heyo.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah?
I honestly, like, for everyone listening, I honestly haven't talked to these guys for probably like 2 weeks. Like, so I am learning, just as you guys are listening, what's been going on with their life.
Yeah.
been-
So
been
yeah,
very nice 2
thanks,
weeks.
man. Yeah, got another raise. Things are going good. And get me out on like the train crew more, so I'll be getting kind of pushed more in that direction. So, kind of starting to get
Nice,
to do
bro.
a lot more of what I want to do.
Hell yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah.
sick. Joey, I know.
I got sent back to Honor Guard, yeah.
Yeah, Joey's again switch schedule, switch jobs entirely again. What else is new?
Yeah, just getting passed around, no big deal, but I'll be going to Spain soon. Hopefully that'll
Yeah, you got
After all the-
orders, dude. I'm gone for 3 months and everything changes.
yeah. Hopefully after all the chaos, my life will kind of settle down over there. That's what I'm hoping for, but I
Have
think
you learned
everyone already
nothing?
knows that, aside from you. What?
Have you learned nothing? Your life is
Yeah.
never gonna be
Nah, you
where
right.
you expect it to be. Yeah.
Nah, dog.
I love that dog picture. That thing is hilarious. Randy the Porg in the stocking, hilarious. It's good to be back. I'm
We love
very
it.
happy right now. I love all of this. Yeah. So what are we talking about today, Randall?
So today we're going to talk about. Let's backtrack a little bit here. Let's backpedal. Everybody just talked a
Oh.
little bit about, balancing their work and their life and kind of how work affects life and vice versa. And that's what we're going to be talking today is work-life balance, how to balance your personal life outside of your working life. So, Chris, I know you've had some struggles with this recently with your deployment and everything. So why don't you go ahead and
Yes.
start us off?
Yeah, I wouldn't say struggles. I would say more like I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So I had to, it was work. It was work nonstop for three months, just over 3 months. Feels good, man. Feels good to not be doing that right now. I need a break. My body and my mind stretched entirely thin. It's just nice. So, working every day, long days, not knowing, for example, like we didn't know we would land sometimes. Like, that's stressful, man. Like, are we going to be back in our rooms tonight or not? So you can't really plan anything outside of work, right? Like, you don't have a schedule, you don't have a routine, and it's very difficult. But we did, as a crew, I got lucky. I had a really, really good crew, so shout out to them. I know a few of them listen to this. What up, guys? Thanks for making it awesome. And it was nice to do, like, some yoga together, to go to some coffee shops together. We would do, like, face masks and then just watch a movie together. Like, it was nice. So when we had the time off, we made it count. And we explored a lot, did a lot of hikes. I'm sorry, Joe. Am I putting you to sleep?
I was blinking.
Yeah. You were like waking up. You were like waking up. Good morning, princess.
Wake me.
Sorry, my story is so
Go,
boring
go.
to my own brother.
I am vividly listening right now. I was just, my eyes were getting
boy.
watery and I had to blink. I'm sorry I'm hungover right now. Let's get.
Oh my god.
We'll just get it out of the way. We'll just say it.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy.
Anyone listening, I'm extremely hungover. Part of the work-life balance is, getting out and partying, and this is the consequence. Anyway, Chris, proceed. It sounds like you have to be spontaneous with your travels when you're out there because you don't know your schedule.
Oh, you were listening. I'm proud of you.
Of course, dude.
For once in your life. No. Yeah, so it is important. So making that time off count. So that work-life balance, like, yeah, we're working nonstop, right? But we did that in order to, like the guys running the show down there, we're really cool with this. You'd kind of front load your month, right? So I was down there for all the holidays. So beginning of the month's like, you're grinding, bro. You are grinding. But it's in order to have that holiday break. So we had Christmas off, rented an Airbnb together, did like Secret Santa together. We're all away from our families, all away from friends. So it's all about making it count. Like, where are you? Who are you with? Do what you can, right? So we got an Airbnb on the island and just did Secret Santa. Like, it was honestly one of the best Christmases I've had because everyone just came together and made it count for everyone else. It was really heartfelt. Yeah, it really was. But now I'm back. So without hijacking, I'll be really short here. But now I'm back, taking the time to work is on the afterburner right now, recouping, getting back on schedule here in the States, and just living life. I've been snowboarding all weekend. I really haven't even done laundry or cooked very much. Just kind of snowboarded, and that's what it's all about. Ski bum life, dog.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
what do you guys been? What's your thoughts?
I mean, that's a lot to deal with because I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I had a pretty crappy schedule at my last job, which I'll get into later when I talk about mine. But I couldn't imagine, like, at least with my crappy schedule, at least I had a schedule. I knew when I was going to be working, when I was going to be off, and though the schedule wasn't great, at least I could kind of plan around that. So, like, that's a lot to deal with when you kind of, like, don't know when you're going to be off and don't know if you're going to be off. And then you try and plan something and you can't do it, or, you're planning on working and then all of a sudden you're not working and you're like, oh, can I scramble something together real quick and try and do something? So that's stressful in and of itself, trying to have that work-life balance when work is just kind of consuming everything. Like, whether you're working or not, it's still kind of consuming everything you're doing.
Yeah. Even on, like, that's a really good point, because on our days off, like, we would get messages like, oh, shift slid this way a little bit, slid that way a little bit, and you're like, well, okay, well, that changes my entire day now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah, it's all about finding that balance, and it is tough. But like I said, what I did to make it count was make the days off count. Like, I might have been exhausted, but I'd wake up early, drive like a half hour to the eastern side of the island and just chill on a beach and, like, even just take a nap in my hammock there.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm tired, go somewhere, like, enjoy where I'm at, because I'm not going to be there for that long.
Right. Yeah, and it's like that's one of those situations too where you kind of have to make the best of it. So you were can I say where you were? I think we have, but
you could just say Japan.
Yeah,
we're good.
Well, all right. So he was in Japan. So it's like, you want to enjoy your time. Like, you're not always going to be in Japan. So it's like, while you're there, you want to see some of the cool stuff and do some of the cool things. So you got to kind of almost live in the moment and get those experiences when you can.
Exactly. Yeah, Joe, you go ahead, because I could talk for days. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, 'cause you actually had some good pictures and everything out there, so it looked like you were definitely making some time for everyone. He actually has a photography page. You should go follow that. I'll plug it for you, dude.
There you go, Randy. Right here.
Not doing
Right here. Come on, buddy.
But now I could totally relate to that always shifting schedule, because as I've been saying for what seems to be like the past 6 months, is I can almost never get a consistent schedule. Even with Honor Guard, it is pretty much a 8 to 4 Monday through Friday schedule, but, like, you have to do funerals out of state, and you'll have to be traveling one place to another. Sometimes you'll be at work later than 4. Sometimes you'll be coming back 6, 7. Sometimes I've been on one night job once. It was a ceremony up in New Jersey. And then, like, actually this weekend right now, I'm planning to see my now wife. And I've already...
Oh, so we are going to talk about it. Wait. So we are going to talk about this.
Well, dude, this has already been talked about. You've just been not here.
See, I haven't been here. Okay, I didn't bring it up on purpose. All right, continue,
Okay.
and then we'll get into that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm planning to see my wife. I already have, the hotel, flight, and everything booked for this weekend, but I still don't have my leave, filled out, and there's always a chance that maybe there's a funeral, and there's too many funerals that have to be covered this weekend, and that could screw up all of my plans, like last minute too. So I have to book everything in advance and just cross my fingers and hope that something doesn't, make me have to cancel. So it's very hard having that work-life balance when you don't know what your work is going to be. And like what Randy said, it's like it's always on your mind, even when you're not there.
Yeah.
But yeah. What were you going to
So
say about my wife? Or actually, God.
Well,
Well,
congrats,
I've-
by the way. Congrats. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's another thing that changed in the 3 months that I was gone. I got a call one day, and I'm exhausted. I mean, I'm always tired down there. I got a call, and it's Joe. And he says, hey, man, I got orders to Spain, and I'm getting married. And I was like, what? What? Where did this come from, dude? I hadn't talked to him for, like, weeks. And then this, like, what the hell, Joe?
I'm pretty
It's funny because I put
Joey
it up on my. I totally put it up on my Instagram, like it's just saying, "Hey, I'm officially going to Spain." Blah blah blah, blah. And you didn't see it, so
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
probably flying. Like, oh, man.
I'm
This
pretty
guy,
sure
he
I
doesn't
knew
tell me
all this
anything.
before Chris did.
yeah,
You
definitely
did, and I'm his family, dude. Like, what the heck? Anyway,
Joe's just
congrats,
sending
bro.
it.
I'm proud of you. I
Facts.
think you're gonna go far in life with that, and with her. You guys are gonna be comfortable over there, and you have each other. So that's gonna make that a lot easier. We could do a whole episode on that.
Dude, we
Um,
could. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Thanks.
But back to the work-life balance. Like, yeah, for Joey, I mean, balancing it can be very tough. It seems like a common trend over military members.
Yeah,
I'm pretty lucky where like I can kind of block it out, and my squadron works with me. I know that's not the case for a lot of people, so balancing that is tough. Like you just got to do what you can, like Joey does. Like book it, maybe buy that $25 insurance for the flight. So if you do have to cancel it, like
I did on everything.
sorry, dude, $25 is better than $300 down the drain. So
Yeah.
as
really.
much as it sucks, yeah,
Exactly.
but. I mean, there's workarounds. So maybe you can drive somewhere and then you don't have to buy a plane ticket. And then it's not that bad of, like if you have to cancel, it's not that bad.
Yeah, you could drive
That's
to
normally
Montana.
what I
But
do on my
just-
days off.
Yeah. But just thinking about that, like you're already doing the work-life balance. Like, you need to go somewhere. You want to go on a trip. You want to get out of the, the grind. So that's the first step right there, is like realizing you need to get out from work and just kind of re-find yourself again. And just take that mental break, and that's huge. That's what we've preached on this since like our Montana trip.
Yeah.
Like getting off the grid is so important. And I was talking to a friend here yesterday about this. Like, I feel like everyone needs to do that at least like once, like a week out of the year, preferably more.
Yeah.
What
I
about you,
think so,
Randy?
too.
You want to say something on this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, first of all, I definitely agree with the quote getting off the grid kind of thing. And even if you're not completely off the grid, but even if you just take a break from your social media and that kind of stuff, because that can be just as stressful as work in and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much negativity out there. But I don't want to go too much down that rabbit hole. We've talked about that in other episodes. But yeah, I mean, it's so important to be able to separate yourself from your job, which is part of that. What we were saying, and being able to disconnect. But even on like a day-to-day level, it's important to be able to do that. It's like you go home, and one thing that I've done, and I kind of realized myself doing it not too long after I started this new job, and I had a lot more responsibilities, and I was trying to balance it and figure out kind of like how to do everything. I'm in contact with a lot of these companies, and they have me by email, and a lot of times I'll get emails at like 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, which can be understandable in the sense that some of these companies are on the West Coast or in the central United States. So like sometimes when I'm not at work, they still are. So that's understandable in a way. But like something I've done is like once I get home, I'm done. Like, I'm not working once I'm home.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that I absolutely have to do. If it's something that's like, hey, this like really has to get done today, can't get done first thing tomorrow morning, it's like, okay, I'll do it. But it's like, if it's not something that's urgent, I'm not touching it until the next day when I get there.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
and-
one thing that kind of sucks about military. Sorry. But
yeah, no, go ahead.
yeah, because even when you're off the clock, at least for me, I'm not always off the clock. Like, I've had to stay past my work shift to go to briefings
Yeah.
or to called back to work and just some other dumb stuff. So where it's like, dude, I just want to go home. I've had to do like 3-4 hour training sessions after a 12-hour shift, after night shift. I'm like, and I'd be sleeping in it. I'm like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Classic.
go on.
But yeah, I get that. And I mean, that kind of happens with us too, is like if we go out on the train, you know, it's not always guaranteed. Nothing is regimented and certain. Like, we might go out and it might take us 2 hours. It might take us 5 hours to do a 2-hour job. You know, it depends on how things go. So, I get that too. But one thing that's nice about this job, as opposed to my last job, I had an awful schedule. I worked like all nights, and it wasn't even really like nights. It was like 11:30 in the morning until like 8 o'clock at night. So it was like, it was a pretty awful schedule because I had no outside of work kind of life, because I was, you know, if I could do anything after work, it was super late when, you know, most of my friends were like trying to go to bed because they have to get up the next day. And it was hard to do anything in the morning because most of my friends were at work. So it made it really hard to have like a life outside of work because I was on such an opposite schedule of everybody. But now with this job, I work a more normal, like I get up early, I go to work, I'm there until like, you know, 5:30, and then I come home. And then, you know, I can go to the gym or do whatever I want to do, and I can see my friends. Like, I get to work out with Caesar a lot more now because, you know, I'm actually going to the gym at a reasonable hour, not like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Yeah. So it was like, it was nuts. So it's been really good to like kind of get back into having a more normal schedule. We also work 4 10-hour days, which is nice because then like if I like don't really like, I get a 3-day weekend every week.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's actually my most preferred schedule, is that 4/10s condensed work week, they call it.
Yeah, I really like the 4/10 schedule. I mean, I don't mind the 5/8 because like you do get out a little earlier, but then you do have all of Friday off, which is nice. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's good. So a good point would be, if you can find that like if you're struggling with this work-life balance, see if you can switch shifts.
Yeah.
You know, like if you can do the compressed schedule like that, and that benefits you. I mean, ask the question. Like, the worst you're gonna get is no, right? And then you try to find other ways. And that was maybe find another job, as an extreme example.
Right, and that honestly, that truthfully was one of the reasons I left, because as someone who had been there, I had been there since the office opened, and like could not get the preferred schedule I wanted. Jeez. And I'm like, I've been here longer than anybody, and you're giving people these great schedules who have been here for a month. I was like,
yeah,
and
so
I can't
it
get
comes
that
down to
schedule,
that, like just asking, you know, like leverage that. Like, hey, my work-life balance, like I feel like I'm here, I can't do anything, I'm not happy here. Something needs to change, or like, I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's tough, you know, you got to take that leap sometimes. And you did that leap, and look at where you are now, getting that 3-day weekend every week. I wish everyone had. Yeah, man. So one of the things I'm going to do more often, like I've realized I need to do because of this deployment, is socialize during the week. So go to a friend's house for an hour, have a cup of tea or coffee, like decaf coffee after work, and just decompress, just hang out, you know, play some card games, just talk. Like, me and my friend, like we would go to the coffee shops. I would edit photos on my computer. He would write postcards, and like we didn't necessarily even have to talk to each other, even though we did, right? But like, just be in someone's presence, and it really like makes you appreciate life a lot more. And you get stuck in this grind of like, say you do work the 9 to 5, right? I mean, you're not gonna probably not hanging out with people before work, right? Because you're gonna wake up, maybe go work out prior to work. Maybe. And then after work, you're going to make dinner and do something, right? Even if you have a family, like this is something you can do with a family too. You know, have that good friend and just be like, hey man, I don't know if it's gonna be weird for you or not, but like, do you want to just come over, like, drink tea and just like talk? And it makes a huge difference, like once or twice a week, to break out of that grind. Like, you don't have to go to the gym 5 days a week after work. You can do 4. You can even do 3 days a week, right? To me, like, the mental clarity of like being able to vent to a friend or like family members and just kind of enjoy life where you're at is just like, it's priceless to me. And it helps you appreciate your life instead of just being stuck in work mode.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting point you brought up too, and I think that's why, or a big reason why I was so hell bent on like getting out of here. But it was just like I didn't really realize it until I got this new job. But you know, like I thought that it was really I was like I don't have any friends here. Was like the thought, but it really wasn't the case. Like I have a lot of friends here. I have a lot of things I like about like living here. Now, there's a lot of stuff I don't like about living here. I've been pretty vocal about that in the past. But there is stuff I like about living here. The problem is with the schedule I had at my last job, I couldn't experience those things. I couldn't go do those things. I couldn't hang out with those friends. So it's like, now that I can do those things again, it's kind of like, all right, you know, maybe it's not the best situation that I'm still here. Like, I don't necessarily want to live in New Jersey my whole life, but it's not as bad as it could be now.
Right.
Yeah, and you just made the switch of just a job, right?
Yeah.
Like,
switch a flip.
So my
That's
question
cool.
for you, So my question for you guys is, what's one thing that like what's your one go-to thing when you're out of work that like really kind of like helps you rejuvenate, pretty much? Like, so for me, like on my days off, you know, I'd like to take the day trips to go snowboarding in the winter or beach trips in the summer, kind of thing. Well, what do you guys normally
Randy,
do?
you go first.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like things to go do, or just like general day-to-day things? Like if you
Just
were to kinda,
general
like, I mean,
like,
I go to
your
the
weekends,
gym.
like-
The gym is like my release.
Right. I mean, that's a big one
I-
for me too.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to hang out with Caesar there, and like you guys have
Yeah.
friends at the gym,
Right,
so
and
that's also
where
like
a lot
kind
of my
of
friends are too. So I mean, again, that's a good point. That like to play to the point that you brought up was like, you know, you say you don't have to go to the gym 5 days a week. I like to do that because that's where the majority of my friends are. So it's kind of like I'm not even just going and working out. Like I'm going to hang out and interacting with people. Like, and don't worry, we're not the people who work out and do 2 reps and then talk for 25 minutes. Like we hate those people.
I don't know.
Take
I've
my
seen you
equipment.
lift.
I know we hate those people. But like we do our lift and then we hang out and like we kind of all hang out up by the front desk and we all talk for a while. Like sometimes I'm at the gym for 2 hours, but usually I work out for 45 minutes to an hour. So like it's not just about going and working out. Like you're getting that interaction too.
Yeah, and like in adult life, you kind of lose that. Like it's very easy to lose that, and it's be cognizant of that, right? Like if you are doing that, notice that, and you might be like, well, I don't need to do that. Well, try it for like a month. Try hanging out with people after work and see how much better you feel. I bet you'll feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So Joey likes snowboarding. You like the gym. I have hockey, and I don't live close enough to mountains like Joey does. But yeah, I have hockey. You know, just hanging out with friends. You know, we did. I'm like a basic white girl, but it's funny.
PSR.
We did like a brunch. Yeah, we did like a crew brunch the other day. So our pilot was like, "Hey guys, come over to my house. We'll have brunch, and just catch up." And you know, it was great. So we all caught up. We did have mimosas, of course. Yeah, so it was nice, man. It was just like, you know, you get the 10 of us together and back home where everyone's like comfortable. We don't know each other like back home yet. We know each other like
Just
having to work
working
with each
together.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have like I met people's wives, I met their kids, and it was really cool to see that now you really get to know these people. And you know, just a bunch of laughs, dude. It was great. It was a really good crew. I've said it so many times, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So stuff like that is just something to break up the monotony of life, or like waking up, working, and working out. Like to me, the gym, I kind of go there to just work out and then dip. I don't really have friends at the gym, and I kind of work out by myself a lot now too. So for me, I don't have that like you guys do. So like hockey and just kind of hanging out and like making time for other people is my release. So yeah,
I feel that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so all about that balance, and something I mentioned was going to the coffee shop and like writing postcards and doing photos, editing some photos. We would also read, and or else you can listen to books.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
That was a sloppy transition. I'm not
It
proud of
wasn't-
that one. I've been out of the game for a little bit, but I reeled it in. I got there.
It wasn't bad. I didn't know where you were going at first, and then I kind of figured it out. It was good.
Yeah.
I'll give it
I
a
like it.
solid
We should
B.
just do like a montage. I'll take a B. Like a solid montage of all of this stuff. Anyway,
great.
Audible, audiobooks. Click the link below. Everyone point below.
Down in the
Free
description.
30-day trial. Click it. Free books. Who can't benefit from books? Answer: nobody. Maybe Joe, because he's just too incompetent to comprehend anything that.
True.
Even if someone reads to him, he can't comprehend it.
I stare at like books, just like the dog over there, and I just like, what?
Yeah. You've seen our
Well, words.
Instagram post of Joey trying to read the book upside down. He's just so unfamiliar
Yes,
with
go
it.
back and look at it if you didn't notice it the first time.
Yes. Anyway,
Hilarious.
Audible, free trial, 30 days. Listen to some books. Take advantage of that. Help support us. That's the best way to support us. It's an affiliate link, so thank you if you do click that. And we are trying to help you as well. So we're not just trying to take your money. We're not even taking your money. We would just get some money from like space. Like it just kind of appears, right?
Dogecoin.
Anyway, yeah, it's like Doge, pretty much. It tanks all the time. Anyway, click the
Anyway.
link, listen to some books. If you do listen to some books, let us know which ones. Let us know book recommendations. A lot of us here read, except, okay, well, I read. These two don't. Jared and Talent do as well. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I don't know how long it's been. Probably, I'm going to guess. I'm going to look real quick. I'm going to cheat. 26 minutes. Wow, look at that. Right on
Not that
track.
bad.
Hell yeah, brother. Not
Look, right back into the swing of things, boys. I'm liking it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can implement this into your life. I know it might seem like it's a small thing and maybe not something you're interested in doing, but please, if you don't do it, try it. Try it for a month and see how it makes you feel. I promise you, you'll feel so much better, and you wouldn't have known that you needed that. So thanks for listening. Until next time, we'll see ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.